Welcome to my life as an NPC. I am Carbon Scythe. Today is Valentine's Day and I just lost the game. I was trying to find love, but I died trying, as it seems. And we are back at the beginning. I wonder if this loop is just something that we have to continue to do until we find the right combination of two girls or something like that. That is really scary, actually. But I didn't try to leave this island. I didn't. Ali was just pulling me with her and trying to tell me shit. But, So right now it feels like a game of co-op. Or coop. I don't know the name of it. But you have to figure out who's the traitor in a team of 4 or 5. But in reverse this time, you have to find out which group of 2 that can help you escape this game. So let's get into it, shall we? I'm sorry, you just threw a bunch of numbers and symbols that don't mean anything. Alright, I have to start the timer as well. There we go. It's like the bullshit math they show on the screen in a movie. Oh, you're late to the party, Carbon. Now that we're all together, it's time to explain the rules of this show. Carbon, one of the 5 lovely women here is your soulmate. 1. Not... Yeah, okay, I have to choose 2 as candidates. Right. You'll get to know 3 of the girls over the next 9 days. 9 days? You have 3 days with each of them. And look here. Scarlet, Ali, and Tara, for some reason, is looking very surprised about this. Violet might look a bit surprised. Yui has no clue. But Scarlet and Violet... They know what's going on. Huh? Then on the 10th day, you'll have to ask one of them to marry you. So I got 10 days to save my life. So without further ado, who do you want to spend time with? Wait, I have to choose already? I haven't even had a chance to really talk with any of them yet. Don't think of it that way. Think of it as who do you want to talk to the most right now? Alright. Well, I guess I'd like to spend today alone time with... Hold on just for a second. I've got to tell you something pretty important. More changes, huh? She pulled me aside. This should be far enough. So the girls think you'll be asking any of the 5 of them for a date. But really, I only want you to be asking 3 of them. Basically everybody but Scarlet and Ali. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, actually. If this is like Coop, then I have to try all of the combinations before I can single anyone out. So in this case I cannot ask Scarlet and Ali because I already know where we have them, basically. Ali could be the solution, but who else? Why's that? Let's just say we think we'll be getting higher ratings that way. And you know how important it is to get higher ratings, right? I don't really have a choice, do I? Nope. Glad we're on the same page, Carbon. So, without further ado, we walked back to the girls. Who do you want to go on your first date with? I think Yui, because I do believe she's the one who who we tried to escape with previously. Alright, we'll make it happen. Phew. But this is really different now because I remember what has happened, what has transpired, but Carbon doesn't. So they are going to be have to really make the story interesting for it to make sense. The forest to the north of the house was as serene as could be. With each step forward, I felt the soft earth give away beneath my feet, and the wind caressed my skin. Green as far as the eye can see, and her, in a flowing white dress, standing in the middle of it all. Hey there, Carbon. What you doing all the way out here? I was looking for you, I could ask you the same. Ooh, how cheeky do you wanna be? Oh, I was looking for you. I was looking for you, Yui. I was hoping we could spend some time together. Then consider me the luckiest girl in the whole world. Yui had the cutest giggle, the kind that instantly put a smile on your face. Well, you found me now. Care to join me for a walk? Yes, yes, I would like that. I'd like that. Oh, that's pretty. That's very nice. We started to walk down the forest path together. I couldn't help but be fascinated by your hair, flowing like water in the wind. I doubt you remember, but I'm from way out in the country. I grew up surrounded by animals, nature, you name it. It was just me and my grandma, my sisters and the alpacas, and my bunnies Bun and Bun Bun, and the chickens, and too many farm animals to count. To answer your question from earlier, nature takes me back home. And I have not exactly, but a somewhat similar background. I grew up out on the countryside, not really that far from society. You had to walk 4 kilometers to get to the nearest bus stop. And that's when you get to a small town next to where I live. So basically I had to walk 4 kilometers just to get to my friends back then. My dad had several chickens, but he was also away working on fairs, selling homemade candy, basically. My mom was selling homemade jewelry. So it was me and my sisters. I was basically the only one who would do exactly what my parents said. I was very afraid of authority figures back when I was a kid. So I did anything anyone above me asked me to do. So I was the one who took care of the chickens. I was the one who took care of the rabbits. I was the one who took care of the turtles and things like that. We didn't have a big garden. We didn't have any farmland. Well, Dad had in a previous home that we lived in. And he was selling a lot of strawberries. But yeah, but I never liked that lifestyle. That was not for me. That is his life. I did not enjoy it. That's why I'm a city boy / city guy. And that's who I am. But I don't like cities being too big either. So Örebro city or Uppsala city. I like those towns. Cities. Do you still live there? Yep, I wouldn't have it any other way. Though I had moved to the city for a bit, way back when. You know, that's when I met you. How do we meet? Well, you know, one thing I hated about the city is that everyone's in a rush. Yeah, that's why I don't like the capital of Sweden, Stockholm. It's so many people and everyone's going zoom, zoom, zoom. Everywhere, all the time. There's too much people in too small area. People just walk by each other as if they're obstacles to get past instead of, well, people. I came to the city alone, didn't know left from right. And I got lost. I swear every building looks the same. You can say that again. I tried to ask people for directions to where I would live, or where the school was, but no one would give me the time of day. Except for you. I helped you? Yeah. You didn't even know me, but you took the time to help me figure my way around. Gosh. I'd never been so embarrassed in my life. Why were you embarrassed? You know. Shy. We found out later we went to the same high school, but we never talked too much after that. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Oh, it's not your fault, Carbon. I had to move back home pretty soon after anyway. Well, I'm happy I'm getting a second chance to get to know you better, Yui. I feel the same way, Carbon. You're just like how I remember. Well, actually, the whole trying to date 5 girls at a time thing came out of nowhere, but life is full of surprises, I guess. Now, this is not the right music. It shouldn't take long to remove them from the equation. I'm so sorry, what? Are you a murderous maniac, lunatic? Are you a yandere? Oh, that's... All of the dares aside, yandere is the single worst kind of character there is. They scared the living shit out of me. Sorry, what did you say? I couldn't hear you. Just a little joke. I was just saying, I'm so happy to see you again. Here's to the future. We spent the rest of the day taking in the nature and making up for lost time. Apparently, I was always ending up in trouble back then. I guess not much has changed. Something about Yui made it so easy to open up. I found myself almost telling her the truth about the show several times. Even though I couldn't tell her the whole truth, I could tell her just enough of what was worrying me to make me feel at home and at ease. Whatever is getting you down, I'm sure it'll be okay. No matter what, I'm on your side, Carbon. So, Ali and Yui really like me. That's obvious. So I'm wondering if all the girls are gonna band together, form a quintet of, because that's a word, quintet of Amazons, and just kick Damien's ass, essentially. Kinda interesting. I stumbled back to my room and plopped onto my bed. Who'd be coming at this hour? I shuffled over in a haze. Hey there, Carbon. Sorry to bother you this late. It's alright. What's up, cat? Don't mind me. Just gonna make myself real comfortable. And there we are again. Cat walked by me and comfortably sat herself on my bed. I really gotta get one of these beds for myself already. I closed the door, then sat facing her on the opposite side of the bed. So, what brings you here tonight? Can't stop thinking about me? Oh, haha, you wish. Unfortunately, it's my job to help you survive until the end of the show. And that means checking in with you every night to see how you're doing, and making sure you're doing your best on ratings. That's nice of you. Thanks, Cat. Well, to be honest, I don't have a choice. Finding a new person to take your place would be a recruiting nightmare. Are we ever going to have a moment where we realize that, hey, I remember this? Are we gonna have a déjà vu moment? Back to what I'm here for. Your day today with Yui was a rating knockout. People can't stop raving about your date with Yui today. I mean, mostly death threats because they want to be in your position, but nice to know that the outside world is safer than here. They're just jealous. Most people would dream of having someone like Yui be their soulmate candidate. Then again, it's no fun if this is just the Yui show. We need more drama, betrayal, romance. Tomorrow I want you to find your second soulmate candidate, who your second soulmate candidate is, and ask them on a date instead. Alright. I am so curious about what happens here. But I don't... I can get back, so let's see what they say. Honestly, I don't really care about ratings. What I care about is getting more time to spend with Yui. It's only been a day with her. And already I can't wait for the next one. I'm glad to hear that, really. And believe me, I know. I saw your whole date. I know when Yui really hit it off. She sighed. Look, in a perfect world, you'd be able to do just that. But if you do that, the show's rating won't be high enough. And if ratings aren't high enough, then last the show, and your life with it. Even if it's not the last day yet. In some messed up way, that almost makes sense. You're quick on uptake. I'd almost think it wasn't your first time on a life or death killing dating show. Well, it isn't, is it now? Well, that's pretty much what I needed to tell you. It's getting late, and we both got big days tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Night, Carbon. Good. She was gone before I had a chance to finish. Just like Terra, huh? Guess it's time to call it a night. The sound of waves. Hey! I can hear her call out to me within a dream. It's you. I love you, Carbon. I always will. And I always love you too. My mouth moves on its own. Even if there's so many other women on this show, it could never be you. I held her tight and kissed her. You promise? I promise. Promises are unbreakable, you know. That's what you told me. I meant every word I said. She smiled at me. You better have. Your face is becoming clearer to me with every day that goes by. I know you're here with me, but which one are you? Yeah. In the morning, the girls and I decided to hang out in the garden outside the house. Oh wow, there's all kind of flowers here that I've never seen here before. Okay, so at least we didn't actually start the game over. This is a continuation of the plot, because this scene did not happen. And not only that, if this scene, even if this scene hadn't happened, only Yui and Scarlet shouldn't be here, because I've already been on a date with them. Terra and Violet should be here. I think that makes sense. Really? You never seen a tulip? Grandma only grew hyacinths back home, so nope. Not even on the internet? And I thought that I had to get out more. I can't believe that. The only flowers I ever worked with are Venus flytraps. What do you do with those? Well, we do a lot of experiments at the lab. Don't you ever find yourself thinking, would it be cool to make a Venus flytrap that could walk and talk? Is that your next experiment? Instead of zombies, we got man-eating plants? Jeez. Literally never. It's whatever. She ran away 2 years ago. Both my neighbors lost their pet cats the same day too. I miss you, Fluffy. You sure they were lost? Tea's ready! Thanks, Violet. Thanks, Violet. I got a cup for everybody. The aroma from the tea really worked up my appetite. I have prepared some treats for us as well. Please enjoy. We spent the rest of the morning eating delicious treats and sipping on delicious tea as we theorized what might have happened to Fluffy. Is that a plant or a neighbor cat? Personally, my money is on the felines being the culprits. Every cat I've met has had a nasty surprise up their sleeve. Every cat with a K instead of a C. Ooh. Yui, Terra, Ali. Yeah, everyone. There you are, Carbon. I've been looking for you. It's time to decide who's your second soulmate candidate. Cat moved in closer to whisper. Not like you really have a choice, though. So without further ado, Carbon, who's the unlucky girl? I'm going with Violet. Violet. Alright, we'll make it happen. Give us a minute to set up the scene and then go find her. If she's good at making food, being a chef and things like that, that's a big plus. I just gone outside the mansion to find Violet when a white limousine drove up and stopped in front of me. One stepped out from the driver's seat and walked towards me. Carbon, good day. Please do enter. What's with the formal talk? Please just get in the car, Carbon. You already heard what you did to my bro. No. He opened the passenger door and ushered me inside. Something happened to 6, we do know that. 2 have received 2 and 4, I believe, received a few pay cuts. I shrugged and went inside. What's the worst that could happen on a death game dating show? We sat in silence as one drove me to what looked like some sort of fancy restaurant, then escorted me inside. Yeah, we've been here before. But now it's a restaurant, huh? Bonjour, Zooter. I trust my new butler brought you here safely. Yeah, he did. What's going on, Violet? I thought I would give you a chance to have some alone time with the star of the show, is all. I am told this is what people do when they are courting. Have you never been on a date before? Of course I have! And I've read all the manuals on the subject. I'll have you know, I've studied every book of the Lusty New Asian Maid series and know them all by heart. Impressed, I'm sure. Well, we can't mock her, can we? So let's say go with impressed. I'm impressed, Violet. It was nothing. Pardon my interruption, I brought you food. Please be seated, honored guests. Violet and I sat on a table in the center of the palace, as one placed each dish onto the table one by one. He seemed to linger over the meatballs as he brought them over. Thank you, Juan. Please don't hold yourself back. Don't think I will. This food looks incredible and probably worth more than my life. Really? Meatballs? Geesh. You're right on both counts, Carbon. I'm ecstatic you'll like the assortment. I planned it myself. You're a chef? You can say that. What do you mean? Anyway, tell me about yourself, Carbon. There's not much to say. Amnesia is hell of a drug. You do not remember your past? Yeah, bummer, right? Then rest assured I will find the finest scientist in all the land to help you recover your memory when this is over. That would be great. Thanks, Violet. Think nothing of it. It's the duty of those with more to give back, no? Though, have you ever thought, perchance, that this is actually a blessing in disguise? What do you mean? Many of us would be happier not knowing what drags us down. That may be true, but still, I need to know. You sound just like the reference examples in the romance manuals. Consider me impressed. You know, those manuals are just regular old fictionals, right? Ha! You're quite funny, Carbon. An admirable trait to have. I like that. Anyway, you haven't told me about yourself, Violet. Who are you? Wow, that was butchered. Who are you, and what do you do for fun? I'd like to know. Being the scion of the Valentines does not leave much time for fun, I'm afraid. Even on this show, I spend most of my waking hours managing the Valentines restaurant business. But I suppose I have a spell of time. I enjoy baking. I don't get it. Are you embarrassed by liking baking? Everyone has a hobby. Baking is something of a servant hobby, according to my parents. When they found out I was enjoying that, well, they made sure to stop me from ever doing it again, with all the restaurant work. Well, that's bullcrap. It's a bit ironic, isn't it? You know what? I do know a what, but what do you mean? Who cares what your parents think? Here on this island a million miles out, they can't stop you. How about we find some time together to make up for lost time? She laughed like a child. That would be wonderful, Carbon. I'll make some time on my calendar for you. We'll spend the next few hours enjoying the finest meal that money could buy. Each course was better than the last, just like each chapter of the Lusty New Asian Maid, according to Violet. I mean, the Lusty New Asian Maid is a bit of a saucy novel, I would say. Something you might record in a library after hours. Yeah, I'm going to go back to that all the time. Something tells me that the same applies to every moment I'll share together with Violet. I was about to enter my room when I felt a familiar tap on my shoulder. Hey there, Carbon. Got a minute? Let me just make sure you and Violet see me come in here. Fans on flames. You and Violet. Yeah, because those are the girls I've dated so far. Sir, what? Cat looked around, smiled. They went into my room, I followed suit. First, the good news. Thanks to my plan, we got enough ratings to avoid early canning. People loved it when you and Yui were the main ship, but loved it even more after Violet kicked off this competition. I'm glad to hear I get to live another day. For now at least. But that can change on a dime, so keep it up. Between those two, do you have a favorite? I think actually I enjoy Violet more because there's so much more hiding underneath that appearance, the surface of her. She likes to bake, that's amazing. I love that. Though I've known her for less time, I think I like Violet more right now. I don't know as much as I'd like about Violet just yet, but I know more than anything that I just want to keep learning more about her. Really? Well, can't say I'm surprised. Let's see where things go with her. You'll be hanging out with her again soon enough. Anyway, that's it for today. Keep it up and who knows, you might just be the first one to make it out of here. Night, Carbon. Good night, cat. She left my room, closing the door behind her. Yes, it's time to turn in for the night. And we're dreaming again. Sometimes the most precious moments are the most mundane. Yes, the two of us, spending the evening together in the games room. Now that obviously means Terra. But what the hell does that mean? Do I have to choose Ali and Terra in order to get out of this island? Is Terra the one that loves me? Since way before. Or have we gone through this loop so many times that all of the girls actually love me, and that's why I can't picture any one of them, because all of them love me. I'm remembering all of them in my dreams. That would be an interesting plot twist. But also very harem-ish. I'm reading a book, and at the same time watching her rage against an opponent in a fighting game. It's fun to watch her savor each victory, or explode with profanity when she loses. Life is good. It's times like these where you wish life could always be this simple. Sometimes in those moments, people wish for more excitement, for fame, for fortune, for anything but the ordinary. But all I want is ordinary with you. Fuck you! I love this woman so much. Then you set the meter at around 300 degrees for 40 minutes. Okay, got it. Terry furiously scribbled down the notes. Wait a minute, couldn't I just cook it for 600 degrees for 20 minutes? Nope. That's not quite how it works, I'm afraid. But the math checks out. What's going on? Oh, good morning, Carbon. How do you do? I'm teaching Terra the proper way to prepare a pot roast. So far, I'd say it's going pretty well. Terra will be the one to prepare lunch today, instead of me. Terra turned one of the dials on the stove as far as it would go to the right. And the student has surpassed the master! On second thought, perhaps I'll prepare an alternative course. One moment, please. Oh, gee of little faith. Time for the moment of truth. Lunch is served. Terra was nervously clasping her hands tight. Let's hope we don't kill anyone with that weird-ass pot roast. Oh, no one like that. Oh, it's delicious! I did it! Oh my gosh! Terra did a little dance in celebration and gave Violet a high five. Should I become a food vlogger? I'm a cooking savant. This talent shouldn't be wasted. Psst! Hey Violet! What is it, Carbon? Is this what you cooked or is this what Terra cooked? Violet smiled and winked at me. I don't know what you are talking about. She sipped on her soup contently. I couldn't help but smile back at her. Damn, this was the best meal I've ever had. Granted, my memory only goes back about 3 days, but still, it counts for something. Very nice. I found Kat in the same place she found me yesterday. But who I'm going for my last third and last candidate date. It's something we're going to go through in the next episode, which you can watch right now on this channel. It will be somewhere around me on this screen, and I'll see you then. And remember, just because you're not the main character doesn't mean you're not important. Goodbye, everyone.